Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Did you know I have a Patreon? You can go over there and support the channel. Now onto the stories. Case file number 904, written by Kinetic Symphony. It finally happened. My own personal glitch in the Matrix. I'm resting in my recliner, which is conveniently located within my own room and office area. Ready to drift off to sleep in short order, or at least I was hoping so. My nightly routine, I always have to have a show running to fall asleep on my phone. Been rewatching the Stargate series lately. It's most excellent indeed, best sci-fi show, or at least right up there with Star Trek and The Expanse. Covers are drawn over me. I queue up the episode Entity. On Prime, it shows the title of each episode when you play it. First note here, I didn't remember that title at all. This is very odd for me. Keep in mind I've rewatched the Stargate series so many times in the past, it's a problem. Probably 8 times at least. Most episodes I could replay in my own mind and save on the Prime subscription cost. To not remember a title is bewildering. But that's just the start of it. As I play the episode itself, nothing about it whatsoever is familiar to me. It was so jarring that I was listening to the dialogue and I couldn't fall asleep because I was captivated by the then entirely new storyline. From my perspective anyhow. I couldn't even fall asleep. Adrenaline spiked. Had to get up and go do some research on this episode. Everything I could find indicated the same thing I felt in the recliner. None of this was familiar. Every single other episode I looked up, and have since watched, was sadly entirely known to my brain. No surprises at all. This happened a couple weeks ago. I wanted to wait a little while before actually writing out my own glitch here, to see if I could think of anything, but it really does seem like I have a Mandela effect on my own hands, for an entire episode of a show I've watched 8+ times. Case notes of file 904. It finally happened. My own personal glitch in the Matrix. So here we are, the first glitch that happened to me. Well, veterans will know all about the tennis ball, but a real glitch, let's say something notable, it's kinda fun, but it's very unsettling too. Now, the way I see it, there really are only 2 possibilities here. Either my memory is just faulty, for some reason I can't remember just this one specific episode of a show I've watched 8 times, again, very notable and important, and it's just this one specific show, and every detail about the show, from the dialogue spoken to the sets used to Carter at the end bursting into electricity, I don't remember any of that happening. Maybe I'm just losing my mind, it's possible. I don't think that's the case, and if that's not the case, then I might just be in a new universe. But that bugs me a lot, because if I'm in a new universe, it's almost always related to quantum immortality, my soul just transposed into a new version of me in a different universe. But then what about all the people back in the original universe where I came from, where I died there? It's very sad to think about. Although my friends, my mom and dad, they just think I died even though I'm still around in this universe. When it happens to you, it's more connected in that sense. And I don't know how it would have happened. I'm in perfect health as far as I know. Maybe a freak accident? I know that the last time I rewatched Stargate SG-1 and remembered every single episode was maybe 2-3 years ago at most, so it's within that time frame where this would have happened, if it did. No other shows have been different since then. Every show I've rewatched I remember what I should remember, and I haven't noticed anything different about the world I've been around, so I don't know, it's very strange, but it finally happened. Case file number 905, written by QueenofBananas, The Cinematic Glitch. I went to the movies with my best friend, known him for over 2 decades. After the movie ended, we went to the restroom. I had to unload the beast, so a stall was required. Urinal sufficed for him. When I was done, I did the standard sanitary hand-washing routine. My friend said he was waiting outside by the bathroom door, sent a text. I exit the bathroom, but he's not there. Figured he got tired of waiting as it was a, let's just say, substantial movement. That's fine, no worries. I sent him a text again asking him where he was. He says he's right beside the bathroom door. Now I'm very confused and a little on edge. Is he goofing off? It's not unlike him to play pranks, so I was alert, but didn't think anything weird was happening, yet. After I insisted he was not by the bathroom door, and he continued to insist he was right there, describing the poster right across from the bathroom entrance, I was starting to get frustrated with him. I told him to cut the act, that I was starving. I never pay for movie food, it's too damn expensive, and that we needed to head out and grab some burgers. For the last time, he says he doesn't know what's going on, swears to God he's right outside the entrance. I decide to go back into the bathroom. Keep in mind there's still a fair few people coming and going as the movie had just let out 15 minutes ago. I wait a minute, then come back out again, thinking he wanted some crescendo to his prank. What do you know, he's right there as I come out the second time, but he's not acting like he pranked me. He has a look of confusion and irritation, much like I imagined the expression on my face looked like. We both kept insisting we were in the exact same place, but neither of us could see each other apparently. Ultimately, we just chalked it up to lack of awareness on our parts and went to grab food. Case notes for file 905. The cinematic glitch. This is a bit stressful. It doesn't fit my natural hypotheses, unless it's a simultaneous universal peering. Because if it was just one of you, then that person that was afflicted by it would be seeing into a new universe, but the other friend would see the person and be confused as to why they were acting like they didn't see them, but neither of you saw each other. So, unless you were both universally peering into different universes, I guess in theory it's possible? I have no clue why it happens to begin with, so I can't say there are laws of the multiverse that I fully comprehend yet. So maybe yeah, you were both universally peering and just didn't see each other right next to the bathroom door. That would fit with the text messages being received by each other, so your perceptions of the universe were off because you were seeing into a different one, but the physical usage of your phone was still connected to the cell network within the original universe. The signals were being sent in the original universe and then received and transcoded by the phone, and voila. You could get each other's text messages even though your perceptions were all wonky. And then something about crossing the threshold of the bathroom door reset the universal peering. Bonus file, written by Blip22, The Story of 50 Souls. My father used to tell me a story when I went to bed. I was a weird kid who loved to hear about murderers. Dad said there used to be a man who lived in my best friend's home who had ended the lives of over 50 people. He'd take them back there in the basement. Dad never went into great detail, obviously, as I was young, but I still knew. I'm in my 20s now. I still live in the same town, and my friend ended up buying his own parents' home, the one my dad was speaking about, paid off their mortgage and still lives with them, taking care of his dad, who's very sick, cancer. He's a good person. I go over there too when I can spare the time. I work 2 jobs, so it's not easy. Last time I went over there, I went down to their basement to get meat from the deep freezer. We were going to cook steaks the next day, staying over as I had a few days off. As I head to the freezer, the lights cut off, and I feel colder than I ever have before. Mind you, we live in Canada, Ontario, near Sudbury. Needless to say, I am accustomed to extreme chill, but this coldness was nothing like external wind chill. It was internal, like the cold was within my own bones. This sensation only lasted a few seconds tops. Lights came back on and I felt normal again, although shaken, definitely pumped up full of adrenaline. I'd been down in that basement countless times over the years. My friend and his family have too, of course. None of them have ever mentioned anything exciting or weird like this happening to them. Nothing ever happens in this town or house. Don't know what to make of that. I'm not hard-pressed against supernatural experiences, but I'm not a firm believer either. This makes me wonder for sure. I asked my dad a few days later if he had made up the story he told me going to bed, specifically about that house. He said he did. It was just to appease my strangely macabre mind, especially for a 7-year-old. So, was this just a coincidence? Did my mind conjure up this weird scenario by itself, or was there actually a presence down there? Case notes for the bonus file, The Story of 50 Souls. Yeah, I'm not sure either. I think obviously, as your father says, that he was just making up the story to put you to sleep, which is definitely a darker kind of story than I was getting. I was still in my Winnie the Pooh phase when I was 7, if I recall. You definitely have a macabre taste in storylines. I would guess that there is a presence down there. Probably just some random spirit. I don't think it's related to the story your dad said. I think that's just your mind amplifying the fear effect of this happening to you. But yeah, it's unlikely that there actually was a whole bunch of murders down there. More likely just some spirit from someone who died there a long time ago, trying to manifest itself. I don't think whoever it was intentionally trying to make you afraid. Et voila! My stories are done for tonight. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. You know the drill. See you tomorrow.